Good afternoon and welcome to a very sunny Drumall for the first Sunday kick-off of the season. Halifax facing next week's Wembley finalist St Helens. Halifax looking for the first wins. St Helens haven't lost this season so far, and it's desperate times for Halifax, with Anderson and Alice still out suspended serving their last match. Craig Dean with a dead leg still out injured, and Chris Chester long-term injury with ankle ligament damage. Steve Sims picks this afternoon. Micah Manga, Abia Koku, John Schuster, Asramone, Varetti Tuolange. Halfbacks Martin Moana quickly turned to the number 7 position for Wayne Parker. Carl Harrison, Paul Rowley, Wayne Jackson, Paul Moriarty, Mark Pettit and Simon Baldwin in the pack. Carl Briggs, Carl Gillespie on the bench with 2 men returning from injury. Michael Jackson and significantly John Bentley, who played in the Alliance team at Knowsley Road on Thursday evening. And I'll let Ronnie take you through the Saints team, but just before that we'll give you the names of the mascots, who are 9-year-old Christopher Barton, who goes to Moorside Junior School. His favourite players are Craig Dean and John Bentley. He plays for the Illingworth under-10s and enjoys all sports, and he's also a member of the Blue Sox Buddies. The other mascot for today, 8-year-old Marcus Greenwood, who attends Savile Park Junior Infant School. His favourite players are John Bentley, Abia Koku and Bobby Goulding, and he enjoys playing rugby for Ovenden under-8s. Well, as Sean McRae said on Thursday, it's difficult to get that Wembley final out of the mind, Ronnie, but with Wigan winning on Friday, it also puts pressure on you in the league, as they're now level with points and just as desperate as Halifax, I think, for a win this afternoon.
Yes, you're right, Darryl. Obviously we have got a superior points difference, which keeps us on the top spot. But yes, all points are welcome. Saints need to keep the 100% record today, and as you said, just as Halifax need to get the first points on the board. We know that Leeds have won this afternoon, Workington have gone down. A tremendous crowd here this afternoon at Drumall, a sunny Drumall. That's the deliberate mistake, Darryl. It's sun here and you get sunstroke on the far side. The Saints side for this afternoon's clash, or this evening's clash: Steve Prescott at fullback, 3-quarter line, Danny Arnold, Scott Gibbs, Paul Newlove and Alan Hunt. Anthony Sullivan injured. Carl Hammond and Bobby Goulding at the half-back pairing. Derek McVie in for Apollo Pedalini, who's injured. Kieran Cunningham-Matuka, Andy Leatham the other prop. The back three of Chris Joynt, Simon Booth and Andy Northey, and on the bench with Tommy Martin, a debut for Tony Stewart if he gets on the field, Ian Pickavance and Chris Morley. The Blue Sox to kick off. Saints just juggling with it. Steve Prescott, no problem, he comes away. Prescott back after a 2-match absence through injury. And the referee, John Connolly, moving back, and is he going to order a dropout? Has he seen a knock-on? Well, both myself and Darryl look at each other there, and I don't know where he comes up with that one, Darryl, but obviously it benefits you. You're going to get possession.
Well, Prescott did well to hold it behind the line. Normally he'd give that dropout for the knock-on behind the line, but I couldn't see anything wrong there. He allowed Prescott to play on, perhaps sensing that Halifax may get an advantage from it, which wasn't forthcoming. I don't know myself. So, a talking point from John Connolly in his first decision of the game. And Moriarty drives it in strongly to the Saints. Quarter of the field, takes 3 men with him. Coming back to fitness, Rowley from acting half. Big battle between Rowley and Cunningham this afternoon. Quick hands from Halifax. Moana looking for the gap on the far side. Brought down by Newlove. Parker off Okoku to Wayne Jackson. Big game at Warrington a week last Friday. Had Wayne Jackson. No way through for him. Brought down 15 metres out. Parker to Rowley. Rowley throws to dummy, goes for the gap. The ball back to Baldwin. Baldwin sets off towards the Saints post. Goes for the high tackle. John Connolly says it was around the chest. It's the last tackle. Parker, the little chip through on the floor, putting the pressure on. It's well taken, but the ball spilt. Parker's come up with it, but there's going to be a penalty. Well, it was Danny Arnold that was put under pressure, the new superstar of the Super League with 10 ties in 4 games. And Halifax, Coach Steve Sims won't be happy about that Halifax player talking back there and losing another 10 metres.
Yes, Wayne Parker, it was the man that committed the second sin. Good work from Parker in the first place, but a lovely grubber kick through. Danny Arnold took it well, didn't he, under pressure, and then lost possession. And he was a judge that Parker had come up and followed it through, obviously, and then knocked the ball out of Danny Arnold's hands. Tremendous crowd here at Thrum Hall, sunny Thrum Hall. It's now with Andy Northey, another player back after being out injured. Obviously, as you said, Daryl, before, Wembley Place is at stake. And listening to Yorkshire Radio Leeds coming over on our trip earlier on, the old battler Maurice Bamford, who he did a bit here, Maurice Bamford, I think, didn't he? And he was saying about come down to the first scrum and the front row will be whispering in the opposition's ear. In the Halifax front row saying you want to go to Wembley, so trying to put them off the game, Darryl. But Halifax have the possession.
Well, they put them off the game there, forcing the error from, I think it was Prescott. And Halifax spent the first 3 minutes of this first half going towards that Saints line. It looked like McVeigh that was going up high on Harrison. The Money from acting half. Halifax used that bottom side again, a man got into the line, screaming onto it, Schuster. Prescott to beat, Schuster shoulders, Prescott off, forces your way over in the corner. Well, I don't know if Halifax coach Steve Sims had seen that side as a weakness. Halifax have used it twice, and they came up trumps on this occasion, and Michael Mangle linked into the line perfectly, skipped through two. Schuster had Prescott to beat, put his shoulder down, had the weight to push him off, and then the early start for Halifax after 4 minutes by 4 points to nil. And Foster's interception try was the only difference. That looks good from Schuster. What a kick from the touchline. Schuster missed some easy ones at Warrington, but from the touchline, marvellous kick by John Schuster, turning his 4 into 6 for Halifax after only 5 minutes. And what a start for the men in blue and white.
Yeah, you're not kidding. The Blue Sox come out with a 6-0 lead. You don't give Schuster any space, do you? He can kick them from all over the pitch. He's proved it there, right by the touchline, and banged it over the sticks. Saints have the possession. Saints to break it through. It's Newlove. Hunt on his outside. As you said, whether Steve Sims has had a look at the last video, which obviously would have done, the Bradford video. Oh, Saints breakthrough. Hammond looking for support. It's touched a Halifax man. It's come back. It's going to be the knock-on. Hammond was trying to put a speculator out there with Danny Arnold and Scott Gibbs on his right, but he couldn't get it through there. Moriarty, the big forward, was in the way. Scrum down. Halifax head and feed. But it's exciting stuff.
Well, I don't think the pass from Hammond was ever on there. He had 2 Halifax men around him with 3 in support. Well, I'm sure the Saints won't be forced into panic rugby so early in the game. But it looked like it then, as Moana wrestles, ball comes loose, he looks at the referee, but it's picked up by Danny Arnold, looking to add to his 10 tries for the season, brought down midfield by Harrison and Jackson. They need 2 Halifax.
Yes, he was right on the job, the referee, well positioned. He saw nothing in the tackle. Moana tried to squeeze it out, well, that's touched a Halifax player. That should be back to North, I think. He's not waved anything off yet. Derek McVie moving it over to the left wing. Well, the referee's not signalled. Saints have the possession. They're outside the Halifax 20. They're trailing by 6. Taken by Prescott, the pass. Prescott side through. Oh, inside to Hammond. What a reply. Hammond behind the sticks. Thank you very much. Sheer persistence there by the Saints. They move it left, they move it right. Good work there. The ball came out in the tackle. Moana it was, wasn't it, Darryl, that had the ball shook out of his hand in the tackle. The referee was right on the job. He reckoned there was nothing in it. Saints move it over. Derek McVie brought down just inside the 20. Then it was brought back over to the right. It looked a poor pass. Steve Prescott tidied it up, and then he side through the gap. Hammond in support, and Hammond went over behind the sticks. 6-4, and it's going to be 6 apiece, I'd love, isn't it?
Sure is. We're golden in front of the post. A severe mistake by Halifax on the first tackle from the back of the scrum. After a good start, Saints have come back with the immediate reply with Hammond going in under the post. Deserved try though for St Helens willingness to throw the ball about. That's been the trademark over the years. Always having the men in support. And Goulding will kick off to Amanga, inside to Mark Pettit. Pettit trying to make it to the quarter line. 3 chasers there for Saints from the kick-off. Amanga looking round from the options from the acting half to Alangi, the man that called for it. He's made 10 metres, but it's going to be a penalty against Simon Booth. And Amone will kick for the distance for Halifax, puts into touch almost on halfway. And Halifax will look now to put themselves back into the lead. Strong running by Jackson into Booth and Cunningham inside the Saints half. Harrison running off the flat pass, and McVeigh went right over the top there. Well, he's riding his luck. That one's going to be a penalty. McVeigh was that pulled it out. Well, Derek McVeigh has thrown a couple over the top. He's given the penalty away for reaping the ball out. And I hope this doesn't get out of control. We saw it at Castleford and Oldham last night. Colin Morris totally losing it. And John Connolly, perhaps a more experienced referee, just letting it ride for the first couple of minutes. But obviously the head-high tackles can soon turn it nasty.
Yeah, it didn't connect, but obviously it might be interpreted the intent was there, Daryl. It didn't connect, but Derek McVeigh didn't get back the required 10 metres. He impeded the man with the ball, and he was duly penalised. Not in his makeup, I can assure you. Since he's come here, he's been a model professional, and he's not going to be able to play. He's going to play. There's not going to be able to play on Saturday. He's cup tied, and the Saints could miss him. But Simon Booth back in the fold. He had a game in the A team, as we know, on Thursday evening. He got the man of the match award. He played 50 minutes. Playing for his Wembley place now. Well, they're all playing for the Wembley place. Just while Schuster's teeing up, if I can just give a mention, obviously, for the Saints contingent. Don't forget, get into your Saints Superstore souvenir shop this week. It's your last chance to get Wembley souvenirs, jerseys, baseball caps, scarves, etc. Call in and see Dave Johns, the manager, along his staff, Chris, Caroline, Rachel, Barbara and Jean. They'll be welcome to see you. Schuster pulls it to the left. Well, an easy one really, Daddle, by his standards, or it should have been. It could prove crucial at the end of the 80 minutes. Who knows, but it's still an exciting game.
Well, it should have been easy, but there's a bit of a breeze rather than a wind. Halifax will get the possession back from the Goulding dropout, which goes into the Halifax half. Pettit brings it back, but tackles himself just inside the Saints half. Okoku in off the wing, trying to step out of the tackle. It's Booth that's hanging on round the ankles. Moriarty off the short ball. Big hit again on Moriarty. It's McVeigh and Gibbs. Gibbs and Moriarty, of course, Wells teammates in the recent World Cup. Amanga loses it. So another error. That looked like an offside going round the back from Cunningham. But 3 men closing eventually to move him down. And they're going to give a penalty for the spear tackle. Well, didn't look to be a spear tackle. It looked as though he'd already gone down. They were just turning him upside down and roughing him up. But the penalty given.
Yes, there didn't look a lot in it, Darryl, from our angle, obviously. The game has started off at a ferocious pace. We're in the 12th minute now. It's 6 points apiece. And, well, the lads, they know they've got to get out there. They've got to get it done. The Super League points on the line. Saints are unbeaten, 100% record. Halifax yet to register the first points. Bobby Goulding there, just picking up a knock, I think. But it looks as though he's all right now. The ball going there on the far side. We know the game's, it is a high-intensity body contact sport, Darryl, and the lads know they've obviously got Wembley at the back of their mind. They can't afford to let up. If you ease off in the tackles or you're running or anything, they reckon that's how you pick injuries up. But it has started off at 100 mile an hour. It's an exciting game and ideal playing conditions.
Well, it is perfect. Tuolangi finds a gap up the middle. Perhaps stepping back into trouble when he should have gone forward. Cunningham drags him down just inside the Saints half. With 13 minutes gone, Harrison with Booth moving up very quickly. Rowley from acting half, away from Northey, turns it back inside to Baldwin. Baldwin thought about the pass to Amone, who'd already been tackled by Northey. Amanga up into the line again. Fifth tackle. Halifax haven't made much ground. Moana's happy just to dab it into the bottom corner and keep Saints down near their own line, and hopefully Halifax, I think, looking to force the error.
Yes, obviously trying to put pressure on the Saints. A lot of the game being played in the Saints half, obviously. Just that one break as Saints moved upfield and they came away with points. Let them feed at the scrum. Saints break away. Good driving upfield there. Carl Hammond. Quick play the ball. Saints move it out. Steve Prescott changes direction. Good tackling there. Moana comes in. Saints again move it to the left. Chris Joint. Joint runs out wide. Newlove and Hunt. Hunt now attacking half-back. Places to be played for. Points to be got. Andy Northey. Two-man Halifax tackle, bring him down. Last one of the sequence. Cunningham from dummy half. Now it's with Golding. We thought Bobby Golding got a bit of grit or something in his eye before. He looked as though it may be a little dusty down the Daddle, I think, but looks very, very playable, obviously. Not like when you did play Warrington in the mud. That was a terrible evening, wasn't it? But head and feed to Halifax in the 20.
Well, yeah, all things can change in a week. Playing in 3-inch mud at Warrington. A week last Friday, and now a glorious summer's evening at Thrumall. Where both sides are locked 6 points all. Moriarty looking round to release the pass. He does do. Baldwin had got in the way to knock it on. And I don't think Tuolangi will be too impressed with that. He was screaming for the possession. And I don't think Baldwin was expecting the pass. He put his hand out to take it, but the mistake gives a possession to Saints again.
Yes, only probably the second time we've had possession inside the Halifax half. Let's see the Saints can come up with the same result as they move it cross-field. Hammond drawing the defence across, looking for the runners. Newlove came through, sporting a Wembley haircut there. Now it's with Chris Joint. Inside ball, Scott Gibbs. Gibbs with the shoulder down, drives up to the 20-metre line. Once again, Cunningham takes it blindside. Derek McVie puts it back inside. Saints move it left, now they move it right. Hammond along the line. Northey. Northey again, pushes two off. Moriarty takes him round the top. Been stopped round the legs, and Saints again build up. Simon Booth. 18 metres from the Halifax line. Bobby Golding running the show, drawing the defenders, slips it inside to Newlove. Good tackling there by the Halifax Blue Sox. Bring him down on the 10-metre line. Last one, Hammond going for his second. Oh, just held it short, a metre short. A big gap opened there, Daddle, but it was quickly closed. Good defence.
Well, it had to be. Halifax holding out on that occasion. Carl Hammond going for the glory, being brought down when he had men on his outside. The Koko away to Tuolangi, gets it this time out of one tackle. Tuolangi driving forward. Great run by the winger, helping out the forwards midfield, taking Halifax back to within 10 of halfway. Appeals from Halifax. Parker taking the line pass. Few of the Saints side. Speck is on that far side, calling it forward. Harrison driving strongly away to Rowley, but Rowley into heavy traffic down the middle of the field, gets it away to Jackson. Now Pettit with just a fullback to beat. Pettit standing Prescott up, out to Moana, big man has the pace, cutting back inside, wants to go near the post. Great play by Mark Pettit, standing Prescott up. Parker has to go on his own, no support there, 2 metres away from the St Helens line. Fifth tackle, Moriarty screaming for men to pull out wide. He's got it to Amone, chip through on the floor. If Halifax can get it, it'll be 6 more. But Danny Arnold picks it up for Saints.
Yes, Arnold streaking away. 10 tries in the Super League this season. The league's leading try scorer. He can't get through there. But Halifax, I thought, very fortunate to move up into that position. At least 2 forward passes in that movement, but they got away with it. Alan Hunt from acting half, looking for a long-range effort. Halifax weathered the storm at their end. They came the full 100 metres, and Saints had to weather the storm. Leatham sporting a snazzy red head guard. Now with Bobby Golding to Simon Booth. He couldn't take it. Moriarty drops on the ball. I think Simon Booth was caught in two minds there. But away Halifax come with the possession.
And they're stepping it up again in attack, or Halifax are trying to. Amanga met by two, not making many yards. Joint and Cunningham the tacklers. Jackson off the short ball. Strong running by Jackson, back towards that St Helens quarter of the field. 20 minutes almost up on the clock, still 6 points all. Schuster again, down towards Newlove. Well, you said a Wembley haircut, Ronnie. It looks more like a Belson haircut to me. Parker, the dummy, has the chance to get it away, but Rowley, back up off the floor, Paul Rowley, being pushed backward by the Saints defence. Fifth tackle again, Halifax 20 metres away from that Saints line. Amanga with a kick towards the corner. Twilangi may get there, the ball, bounce of the ball just beats him in the corner. Well, almost a try, perfect kick by Moriarty towards the corner, just beating Twilangi.
Yes, the idea was right, but the execution just failed at the last minute. Chris Joint comes away now with possession. 6 points apiece. Halfway through. Prescott now been out with a shoulder injury. As Halifax move up quickly, and Alan Hunt comes through again, relieving the forwards. Referee Connolly. As Derek McVie comes through, breaks the first line, looking for support. He had Booth on his right, he couldn't release it, he thought somebody might have been on his left. Cunningham's there now, but Golding, Hammond sees the gap, over the top pass to Alan Hunt. Hunt comes in field. Maybe it'd have been better going for the corner, we don't know. Well, Hunt's penalised, walked off the mark, didn't play the ball. Hunt thought the tackle wasn't completed, but my, oh my, the Saints should... Well, yes, he walked off the mark, didn't he? Well, a stretcher called here for a Halifax player injured on our left as we've moved upfield.
Well, I'm not sure who it is. Our view obscured by the physios and attendants coming on, the stretcher being called for. John Connolly continuing play. There's one or two Halifax supporters who are not happy. Now he's decided to stop the clock. Perhaps the sun in his eyes. But we were talking about the improvements in the game, in the crowds on Thursday. Now all we've got to do is improve the refereeing standards, Ronnie.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, they're in a no-win situation, Darryl, aren't they? They're never right, whatever happens. But obviously a lot of concern for this injured Halifax player. We was just following the ball. We didn't see anything. We'd watched the movement upfield. But he's not in a very well way. It's Wayne Parker, I think, isn't it? It's Wayne Parker, the scrum half, an integral part of your Halifax team, and one that obviously he will be missed. And the movement over there on the far side, as Saints moved it over, with Hammond creating havoc in the Halifax defence. Slipped it out to Hunt. Hunt came inside where I thought he might have gone down the wing. He was taken, but a lot of concern over here. Well back in play. We was well back about 30 or 40 metres, weren't we, Darryl? Well, the lad's been treated and obviously put onto the stretcher there. As you said, Darryl, referee Connolly might have had the sun in his eyes. It is rather bright over at that side, isn't it? But it's going to be Halifax ball when play restarts for Alan Hunt, walking off the mark and not playing the ball when the tackle had been completed.
Well, it doesn't look too good for Wayne Parker. He missed the empty game with injury. This one could keep him out a little longer. It looks as though the leg's been strapped up. And he's been taken off the field very gingerly. Looks to be in some pain. Of course, a lot of caution exercise nowadays as far as injuries are concerned. think as the summer spreads out and we get harder grounds, there may be a lot more injuries as well. Craig Dean, of course, out with a dead leg. Moriarty going forward, but not so far. Halifax just inside the Saints half, looking to set the move up with Briggs. Out to Amanga, cutting back inside. Two Saints defenders there again. Jackson puts his shoulder down. Halifax struggling to make any yards with his 6. They've only made 20 or 30. Rowley chipped through, far too much behind that one, down towards that bottom corner. They'll watch it run dead and come back for the tap on the 20.
Saints will restart on the 20-metre line. Obviously, we'd just like to welcome all the sponsors in the sponsors' boxes, also in the Taverners Bar. I'm sure as regards Halifax are concerned, you'll agree with everything Darryl says and pass quite a bit of comment on what I have to say. But it's 6 points apiece. We've had 24 minutes on the clock. As Chris Joint hits a big gap, Joint again, strikes it up midway between the Halifax 20 and the halfway. Halifax player, Rowley is it, that's being brought back and spoken to. Has he taken a man on suspicion? Clamped him when the man was going through. The referee will give his decision. Yes, pull him back like is the infringement. Obviously took a man on suspicion, didn't see anything there myself. Joint had gone through. You thought he'd let play go on, really. We say it's having the advantage, but obviously we've another set of 6 now. And Leatham up to the 20. Strong tackling there by the Halifax Blue Sox. Andy Northey hits the advantage line, drives it through, sits again. Not Golding running the angles, shreds it inside to Newlook. Oh, that's top drawer stuff. Bobby Golding punches the air with delight. That's super stuff that will be employed beneath the Twin Towers on Saturday for the Saints. They've come here to thrum all Halifax. They've got to do a job. Bradford were beaten by the Pie Eaters the other night, and they know there that their coach Brian Smith has got to try and lift them for the final, even though they've got 2 days extra preparation. But great work by the Saints there.
Well, nobody, but I think it's interesting that Golding, that's really his first big play of the match, and it happened just moments after Wayne Parker left the field. But it's put Halifax behind. Golding no problem with a kick.
Saints are going to kick off. Halifax get possession, and the Saints crowd in good voice. Obviously there's only one Bobby Golding. He runs on the enthusiasm, does Golding. Leads his side, the Saints, by example, and Halifax there with Rowley get a good touch back after Saints had moved up.
Well, that's an indication of the strength of this warm breeze that's blowing over from all. Saints opting for the short kick. It was an awkward bounce, but it came back to Halifax as Harrison takes the Blue Whites back into the Saints half. Briggs to Moana, on to Perritt. Perritt looking for the gap, using Schuster as a dummy runner. Making yards, but not enough for Halifax. Baldwin off the short ball. Falling to an easy tackle from Cunningham. Centre field, 5th tackle, Halifax 30 metres away. Briggs drills it into touch. And again, perhaps putting it in that position, hoping that a strong 6 in defence from Halifax can perhaps force the error from Saints.
Yes, as you said, Darryl, using the breeze, a warm breeze here on a fine evening. We're just north of the Gulf Stream here at Halifax, aren't we, I believe? Obviously at this time of the year. But when it's cold, my word, it's cold. Oldham and Halifax. Just below the North Pole, I think, on some occasions. But Saints have the possession. It's Prescott. Some solid tackling there, forcing Prescott back. Saints now just bunching, now getting regrouped. Alan Hunt coming through, off the wing, wants a good performance under his belt before this Saturday's tie. Good ball from Derek McVie, turns it inside to Simon Booth, a lad that's been troubled with a knee injury, sustained at the first game against Workington this season, but Saints again. Well, the ball's lost there. Carl Hammond, the man who's working well, he's creating some gaps in the Blue Sox defence, but that was good solid tackling that shoot the ball from his hands. Joint, I think it was the man coming through as the dummy runner. Hammond took hold of the ball, had the ball knocked from his hands, solid tackling. Halifax back on the attack.
Well, that's the pressure that Halifax needed to force the error. They've got to do as well in attack now to back towards that Saints line. Struggling to breach the defensive line so far. Avoni's trying his best to make 10 now. Jackson gets to the 20. More determined running by Halifax. More yards gained than the last set of 6. Briggs looking to set up the position but running into trouble. Carl Briggs looking to unload out the back door with the head facing down, not taking the chance on releasing. Rowley looks for the gap. Closed up by Simon Bull, 10 metres out, 5th tackle. Halifax looking to come back and level the scores. Moana somehow manages to get it away. Briggs has it, dummies, tries to go through. Perhaps would have been better option with a kick on the floor for forcing the Saints defenders to bend down for it. But Saints come up with it again, and Alan Hunt it is that takes it out the first 20 metres with a great drive for Saints.
Yes, Hunt comes away, the ball was turned over. Derek McVie looking for the runners. You've got to follow this man McVie, a tower of strength in the Saints pack this season. Northey, he comes through. Halifax kept the ball alive well there. Now it's Saints. Golding out to Newlove, juggles with it. Good tackle on that far side. Ikoku in, and Ikoku in again. On Hunt. His counterpart, now Bobby Golding, jinks inside, takes the ball up. Halifax, well, 2-1, the ball's been pinched, that's a penalty. Well, I don't know what sort of an indication that is, but Harrison came in, he took the ball off Bobby Golding, and there was another Halifax man in support, but the referee has ruled a penalty to Halifax, Daniel.
Well, I think you may interpret that as John Connolly perhaps shouted held, and Goulding tried to release the pass after the tackle had been called. But Harrison didn't hang about. Took the ball off him, but Halifax got the penalty. Moriarty goes through. Kieran, the arm round the throat, but dropping it. This time it comes out. Reaped out, says John Connolly. There were 3 Saints defenders around the man with the ball, and it came out. And Schuster, from this range, was given a chance to cut into that 12 points to 6 lead, which he should do. It's 10 metres to the right hand side of the upright. Missed one penalty attempt earlier on from 35 metres out. Should be able to judge the win from this distance. If successful, they'll turn over the possession to Saints. 7 minutes from half time. No problem for Schuster. 2 from 3 from the Western Samoan, and it cuts the lead on 32 minutes to 12 points to 8.
Yeah, it's a good kick by Schuster, but I think the Saints are done by there, especially up there, as you said, if the referee had shouted held. I mean, we're not pouncing about with a round ball game here. It is a full physical body contact sport, and Harrison coming in there and gripping Golding, another one coming in, and I thought his movement hadn't been stopped, but that's how you interpret it, isn't it? And then we come up further through, and obviously Saints scrambling there to try and stop the Halifax barrage moving on, and adjudged of reaping it out, and Schuster converted the penalty award. Big kick-off now, taken by Newlove in the in-goal area, and he drives it upfield, straightens up. Taken down by Baldwin. Danny Arnold moves away. Harrison in there, round the top. Moana, is it? No, Yamone, I beg your pardon, is the man that completed the tackle. When Halifax have the possession, obviously Saints have got to make sure the ball is clamped. As Cunningham scampers upfield, Halifax penalised. and spoke out a turn and marched another 10 metres. Well, I don't know, what did he give the original penalty for, Darrell? I mean, Cunningham was steaming through. I know he had his boot ripped off as he went through, but I don't know what it was.
I think he's penalised Jackson for offside. But to actually speak out a turn, he did it earlier. There was a bit of a knock on there, I think, at the play of the ball. John Connolly hadn't seen it, but Saints will keep it moving. Baldwin trying to wrap joint up. He does eventually with Briggs, but Saints back on the attack again.
Yes, and looking to extend the lead. They lead by 4, 12 points to 8. Northey well clamped there as the Halifax defence scrambled. Now it's Leatham over the 20. Well, the Halifax crowd crying for everything. Forward pass at every pass. As Golding runs the angles again, chips it for the corner. Danny Arnold's chasing it, but the ball's just too deep. So obviously the referee, as we said, he's winning no friends with either side, is he?
Well, I think the only man with the worst eyesight in this ground is you, Ronnie, not spotting at least 2 of them passes being forward. But on this occasion, we will let that pass. The Saints didn't score.
Well, I've only one eye. They call me Cyclops, so you should know that by now.
Yeah, well, I've seen you leaning over, so I know which is your good eye. And Jackson takes it over halfway for Halifax. Briggs looking to set the position, cuts back inside. Harrison stood midfield, releases to Pettit. Pettit will bring a Manga in. The Manga has support from Moana. Moana gets up and continues, but it'll be a penalty. So no doubt about that, the elbows touch the ground. But you can't blame Halifax for trying to keep the momentum going as they got back into the Saints half.
Well, you've got to play to the whistle. I mean, we've seen worse than that, even though I know you said the elbows touched the ground. We've seen worse than that happened, and players being allowed to scamper away and score points. Obviously, similar situation when it happened to Alan Hunt earlier on. But the referee, well, he's consistent in that way. Derek McVie slips it up to Simon Booth, the forward pass. And even referee Connolly's got a wry smile on his face, hasn't he? And the Halifax supporters applaud him as he's picked that one out. Is it the first one he's picked out, Darrell?
I think they were applauding you for spotting that one, Ronnie. Halifax win the scrum, but it'll go down again. On halfway, no problem this time. Briggs having trouble at the back of the scrum, going for the gap. No, they're breaking off the back of the scrum, and it's so often these days Prescott's up in the line to make the extra man in defence. Moriarty driving forward, finding it hard work getting through Derek McVeigh. Amoni skips through one. Amoni still driving forward. It takes a lot of putting down. Kieran Cunningham over the top. He finally goes to ground as Amoni, but showing great strength. Twilangi at the step, manages to get back up again. Twilangi unloads to Rowley. Men over on that far side for Halifax, but Rowley brings it back inside. Briggs goes for the gap again. The move breaking down. A quick ball out there, might have seen Halifax going at the corner. Comes loose. What's John Connolly going to give? There was a St Helens hand in there. Tux Judge has seen it. Knock on against St Helens, so Halifax will get the scrum. I know you've something to say, but you'll have to wait, Ronnie. Halifax use the blind. Moriarty keeping out of the pack, but it's to no effect. 3 Saints defenders moving in very, very quickly on the Halifax second rower. Amanga through one, back up towards the 10-metre line. Harrison driving forward, can't turn round to release the pass. Rowley to Moana. Twilangi comes on the inside. Still trying to shrug off Andy Northey. Can't do so, but he's taken Halifax to within 5 metres of that line. Long pass out. Briggs to Moana. Moana sees the gap. Moriarty perhaps just a little bit late getting there. 5th tackle again. Jackson turns it around. Briggs one-handed to Okoku, but Okoku unable to keep hold of it. Well, Carl Briggs in desperation tried to get that ball away on the last tackle, and if Okoku could have kept hold of it, he's a big man, it was down by his knees. Difficult pass to take. But a very, very near thing for Halifax on that occasion.
Yes, very close. Ikoku, as you said, Arnold, it was a bad pass, but Briggs did the right thing, didn't he? He passed round the man, he created the space. The last pass there, if he'd have took it cleanly, the man would have been over. Saints have weathered the storm. They start from the 20, now it's Northey bringing them up to the halfway line. Northey wants a quick play of the ball. The man's got to roll away, it's Harrison the captain. Now with Cunningham, side through, Judson under the tackle. Rowley comes back, Moriarty's there. And they bring this lively hooker down. Offside is given. Well, I don't know about offside. He was actually marking up, wasn't he? He broke quickly. I mean, he's entitled to break quickly, but he knocked the ball down. He's been penalised for being offside. Had to play the ball. Scott Gibbs for the corner. Gibbs drives again, tries to squeeze it out to Arnold. Well tackled there. A Saints now with Derek McVie. 15 metres short, Saints in the lead, 12 points to 8. Golding running the angles, looking for the runners. Oh, he's there again, he's near on. Oh, pick the bones out of that. A carbon copy of the last try there. And Halifax fall for the 3-card trick right on the 40th minute. But mind you, Daniel, in the...
John Connolly signals the start of the second half with Halifax trailing by 10 points and facing the wind in the second half. And they do really need the first score. Moriarty playing twice at the ball. Well, I've seen penalties given for that. But John Connolly using his nous a little bit. Wayne Jackson into Newlove and Joint setting the ball off him. Well, there were 2 men in originally there, but that was never played. So how he's come away with that. So he's giving Halifax second ball. Joint, I think Joint laying on the floor didn't actually see what was going on when Leedham picked the ball up and set off. It gives Halifax another 6. It's just inside their own half. They win the scrum. Moana will bring Amanga in. Been watched very closely, as you say, after the 2 tries in that 34-22 win in January. Amanga going forward. High tackle by Booth. And you see there the difference in size between Twilangi and Booth. Nothing malicious, but there's always that danger with the big man against the little one. As Moriarty charges forward for Halifax, the ball out there. There was 2 men there again, and Joint was one of them. So Carl Harrison has already signalled to John Connolly he would like John Schuster to go for goal. Well, some teams might take the decision to run it. Schuster seems to have overruled it against the wind. Halifax will run it. And Jackson is the first man in for Halifax. So 2 penalties have taken Halifax within sight of the line. And Chris Joint is losing the plot a bit, somewhat, in the opening minute of the second half. Throwing the elbow out at Jackson. Rowley takes Halifax to within 10 metres. Briggs quick ball to Moana. But also marshalled by the quick defence of St Helens. And Halifax only gain a metre. Put it on the short ball. Can't get through. He's set them within 2 or 3. We can smell the Saints line. Briggs steps again. Out to Schuster, but the pass ruled forward. Well, Halifax supporters didn't think so. It'll take a look on the replay at that one. But Briggs, neat little stepper past 2. Schuster were looking for his second. And would have been there but for the whistle of Connolly, but it must be said he was on the spot at the time, Ronnie.
Yes, he was, obviously, as you'd expect me to say, Dan. I did think the last pass was forward. I don't know whether Briggs could have gone on his own, though. He'd done all the spade work there, as Halifax came right upfield and put a lot of pressure on the Saints' defence. But it's Saints in possession. Halifax coming out with Scott Gibbs there down the wing. As he pulled up there, Gibbs, he looked at... No. I thought he pulled up with an ankle injury, but Saints move it. Now it's Simon Booth. As you would expect, Darryl, after Steve Sims' half-time talk, Halifax come out with all guns blazing. They wanted a good start. Cunningham offloads to Andy Northey. The last one of the sequence. Saints in possession. Golding has the possession, puts it over the top. Oh, an astute kick by Golding, playing with the wind at his back and playing down the hill. Putting it down in that bottom corner, and it doesn't have half a slope down to that bottom corner, isn't there? Saints have got to, even though it's Halifax head and feet, they've got to put it down there and hold them down in that 20-metre area. And the Saints looking for obviously a hat-trick of wins. They're in the lead here, 18-8. The A-team won last Thursday, 33-8, and the Academy won prior to this match, 50 points to 10. And Saints are on course, 18-8. Halifax in possession.
Long way to go yet. Schuster loses it, gets 6 more from it and have another go. But he's running to Newlove again. He managed to keep hold of it this time. Pettit into Joint. He'll not get through him as he's joined by another 2 defenders. 15-16 metres from halfway. Harrison off Rowley. Back to Rowley. Now Rowley has the pace, but Joint getting across well there to take Rowley down. Briggs to Moana. Schuster looking for the quick pass, but Newlove wrapping him up just 2 metres short of halfway. Baldwin from acting half. Into the Saints half. Back to Briggs. Briggs coming back to the blind side. Showing the ball, then the kick, but not with the size or weight to get through the tackle of Joint and Hammond. Now out to Moana on the last tackle, chips it down the touchline. Prescott covers across well, but he's forced back. Prescott has nobody to play the ball to. Newlove had to be quick. Okoku up very quickly on Newlove and trying to drag him into touch. Now Alan Hunt. Well, Carl Hammond stood in front of Alan Hunt there. Moriarty appealing for the offside along with the Halifax spectators, and Hammond just nonchalantly wanders back into play. But that should have been a penalty to Halifax, surely.
Can't disagree with you there, Darrell. Unsighted by the cameraman is my excuse. On the gantry, obviously I didn't see the play. Golden shot, ball to Joint. He hits the line. He looks for support. Prescott was with him, but now it goes to Leatham. Prescott had overrun him. The referee puts his hand up. It's the last tackle of this sequence. Golden again. Positional skills. Puts the ball downfield. Will it roll in? No, it won't. It runs dead. An astute kick there, and it just shows you how a rugby ball can bounce on a hard surface. But Halifax bitterly disappointed at the other end. Lovely astute kick by Moana, carried on by Okoku, who has the possession now for the Blue Sox.
Well, Okoku and Amanga must have had a lot of confidence then to watch that ball roll dead. But that pass never on, a yard in front of Amone, and playing against the wind. You would have expected him to run on to that one, but it just stayed flat, and Amone, with outstretched fingertips, couldn't keep the possession. Halifax spill it up, and Saints will get the scrum, and 6 more to attack the Halifax line.
Yes, they certainly will. Bobby Golding will feed this scrum. 30 metres out. Still the half-time score of 18-8. No, Joint puts it out to the back to Golding. Outside to Danny Arnold. The youngster, 19 last week, puts the ball across. Now Saints spread it. Hammond. Terrible ball. That's knocked back surely. Well, the referee's given a knock on. It was facing his own post when he tried to grubber that up, but the pass there, the long pass, always awkward, even though you're playing with the wind. Saints make a substitution. Carl Hammond, who has been instrumental in this opening 47 minutes for me, is replaced by Tommy Martin. I'm sure Martin will give a good account of himself.
Well, Prescott might have been facing his own post. I think his head were, but his hands weren't, according to John Connolly. But Halifax still finding it difficult to breach this Saints line. Done it only once with Schuster's try, and that has been made a bit more difficult as the strength of the wind increases in the faces of the Halifax players. 8 minutes gone in the second half, 10 points still the difference, 18 points to 8. Rolling from acting half. Goulding doing enough to hold him up and bring him down eventually, but that's a great play by Paul Rowley. Moriarty to nobody. Schuster picks it up off a kind bounce, but Newlove moves in quickly. The 5th tackle. Okoku inside to Briggs. Briggs dummying, shimmying, still going Briggs, and puts the kick into touch. Well, perhaps could have been a little bit more of that. He's growing in confidence a little bit, is Carl Briggs. And he's not let the side down since he's come on. It's normally a standoff. Moved to the scrum half position. He's setting up 1 or 2 good positions. But on the last tackle, perhaps could have done a little bit more with that. But again, Halifax looking for Saints perhaps to make the error under pressure in their own quarter.
Yes, as you say, he's growing in stature, Briggs. As it comes to Tommy Martin, first touch for the substitute, has the ball ripped out of his hands. Though the touch judge on the far side was looking to give some divine intervention to the referee. The referee says that's okay, and Halifax back in possession.
Well, the error came quicker than probably we expected. Harrison puts his shoulder down. Back to Rowley, looks for the gap. Has to push Amanga out of the way. 12 metres out. Halifax looking to get themselves back into this game. Harrison goes from acting half and makes 10, but loses, or did he lose possession? No, Connolly moving out. Twilange from short distance onto the line. Well, just an inch short. Moriarty, long pass to Moana, trying to switch the point of attack. Moana to Briggs. Briggs having to go backwards, gets it away to Okoku, spinning out of 2. Alan Hunt just doing enough hanging on, but Halifax lose ground, the 5th tackle. Now Briggs again, kicks it towards the corner. And seeing the error from the last scrum, perhaps Halifax can repeat that feat by putting the pressure on the Saints defence again in their own quarter on it.
Yes, 100 mile an hour stuff, isn't it, Darrell? Obviously, Sean McRae have had a go at the Saints against Bradford last week. The second half was abysmal. In fact, we shouldn't have come away with the points if you look at the chances that Bradford had, but they didn't put points on the board. They couldn't finish off, and we said thank you very much. But obviously Steve Sims had looked at the video of that, and he knows what he's got to do. Derek McVie forced back, some solid tackling there. Wayne Jackson, the man there, forcing it back. Good work as the Saints move forward, but still pegged in their own 20. Golding, short ball to Chris Joynt, he's run strong. He gains 10 metres. Perritin at the tackle, Saints bring it on the short side. Andy Leatham, good driving run. Last one of the sequence. Bobby Golding, shimmies, drives it, puts it up this main stand side here at Thrumhall, and that just bounces in field. He gets it right at the second bite of the cherry.
Steve Sims making the changes, Amoni and Moriarty coming off, and the return for Michael Jackson after injury and John Bentley. And Jackson's first touch of the ball, a pair of fresh legs up to the 20-metre line, but heavy pressure again from that St Helens defence. Amanga going forward, only 7 or 8 metres. Back with the forwards, Wayne Jackson puts his shoulder down. Halifax perhaps now looking to move it out wide, but no, Harrison gets it back. That'll be 6 more as Harrison continues, and so does Rowley up the middle to halfway. Well, referee John Connolly has decided that it came off the shoulder. Well, I don't agree with that. There was an hand played. Bounces awkwardly from Prescott. Baldwin is going to go all the way under the post. He doesn't need Briggs and Moana. Briggs was signalling, get under the post. Well, Prescott committing the cardinal sin for a fullback, letting the ball bounce, and this time it came up for Baldwin. Good as a pass, robbed away from 25-30 metres behind the Saints post to give Schuster an easy kick. He's going to cut the lead, is this Ronnie? But after the pressure put on by Halifax in the opening 13 minutes, probably nothing less than you'd expect, and a deserved try for Halifax.
And a chance for Schuster to reduce the deficit, and you'd put your mortgage on it, wouldn't you? And there it sails over the sticks.
Well, Halifax right back in it, 18-14, and nothing more than they deserve. They pushed Saints back, they forced the errors, and in the opening minutes it appeared that Goulding going back to the old-fashioned style of play, 5 drives up the middle, and the kick to put Halifax down by their own line. But Halifax have worked their way back up the field. It was a kind bounce. The luck's been against Halifax certainly in 3 of their opening 4 games, but on that occasion they got the bounce of the ball as Baldwin rocked away from 25 metres out to score his second try of the season. And now they trying to make a couple on his knees there before he got and played the ball on it.
Johnny Arnold copping a high one there. Carl Harrison involved along with Michael Jackson. And I'll tell you, Michael Jackson is certainly give a bit out this season in the Super League. He's been very lucky he's not been reprimanded, in my impartial opinion. Ian Pickavance. He's come on, now with Chris Joynt. Saints with a slender lead, 18-14 the score, and Saints looking to put points on the board in this second half. Andy Northey, just outside the 20, looks for the gap, sides it, Perritin with the tackle, Cunningham at acting half, he scampers through, Newlove looking for his hat-trick, Newlove, oh look at that, that is sheer class. Take nothing away from this big Yorkshire man. That was sheer class. Northey took the ball 21 metres out. He came over here to the left, to the main stand side, here at Thrumhall. He drew the defence, slipped it to Newlove, and there was nothing on, was there? And this world record signing that's come from Bradford Bulls to St Helens, powered over for his hat-trick and put another nail in the Halifax coffin.
Paul Newlove contributing 3 tries to what could be a possible St Helens victory. And Goulding confirming that try with another 2 points, which stretches the lead back to 10 points at 24 points to 14. But Saints have done as they did in the first half when Carl Hammond replied to Schultz's try. Again, an immediate reply from Newlove, this time to Baldwin's try. Saints kick off. Jackson, centre field on the 20. Drives back towards the Saints defence, but there's a good chase on. Joint having a bit of a wrestling match with Jackson. Was down eventually. Now Michael Jackson turning back inside, but no way through. Twilangi trying to go forward, tackle well by Gibbs. Saints step it up in defence again. Abir Koku driving forward. But the man with the flag on that far side has seen some infringement. And somebody will be spoken to. Looks like Andy Northey. So just over 20 minutes to go. Halifax 2 converted scores behind. If they can move the ball out quickly, there may be chances. Perritt does well. Tries to turn round and release, but Joy moves in, tackles, ramps up man and ball. Jackson out of the first one, but St Helens are offside. Taking it quickly by Rowley. Rowley trying to rush away the Saints defenders, being forced backwards. Harrison off the short ball, up the middle, releases to Moana. Moana tries to find a way through, he's brought down 10 metres out. Halifax now need a quick reply as Saints got one with the try from Newlove. Jackson's wrapped up 5 metres out from the Saints line. Halifax see it beckoning in front of them. Harrison down on one knee, Joint makes sure he stays there. Rowley puts it up for Moana to Briggs. Briggs chased by Goulding. Goulding all over, but Briggs managing to get the pass away. Perritt towards the post. Breaks through 2. Down behind the sticks. Just what Halifax needed. But it all came from Carl Briggs dancing and jinking. Goulding couldn't keep hold of him. And Briggs, the creator, on that occasion. Perritt still had the work to do. 2 men to beat, but he's put it down behind the Halifax post. And Halifax, with Schuster, surely another 2 points to add to that. Right back in it again, Ronnie.
Yeah, great try by Perritt. He went like the clappers, didn't he? But there again, Briggs. Obviously, he didn't shake the tackle of Goulding off, but he managed to get the ball. The Saints have got to make sure they get in and clamp the man in possession. It's no good stopping him if he can release the ball, and he did, and he got it away to Perritt, who was running strongly. A diagonal run, about 20 metres out, went behind the sticks. Schuster's converted it, and now only 4 points in it again, Darryl.
Well, the Halifax defence will have to be as good as the attack. On this set of 6 from Saints, they came back straight back with Newlove to score his 3rd last time. And Amanga lining up the ball on the centre spot, kicking to the opposite side of the field from where Newlove is. Amanga puts it as far as he can, it bounces on the Saints 10 metre line. Scott Gibbs picks it up for Saints. Perritt, the try scorer, wrapping him up just short of the 20. Saints driving away again, there's appeals for a forward pass again.
It's Alan Hunt now in possession. Saints have got to get back in. It's quite a free-flowing second half. The ball's loose, it's with Halifax. Hunt wrapping his man up. Briggs the man, he's gone from strength to strength. Real live wire, now with Yamanga. Another one that can cause havoc in a defence.
Well, he's tried this afternoon, they've kept him wrapped up. Michael Jackson stepping off one foot then the other. but no way around. He throws out a speculative pass. Well, it looked like it, but obviously punched out. There was two defenders there. Carl Harrison points the goal straight away. I don't think there'll be any argument this time. Schuster overruled him once before, but this time he's going to take the option of going for goal to cut the lead to 2 points. He shouldn't have too many problems. Just 25 metres out, he's in front of the post. He does have that wind against him, so he's going to have to judge that. Just a one miss for Schuster this afternoon, and this one to cut the lead to 2 points. And it's going to be a grandstand finish for the last 18 minutes, Ronnie.
Yeah, it is. It's excitement. They can't grumble about paying the entrance fee this afternoon, can they? Even though the wind's built up a little bit now, and Saints feeling the full wrath of the referee there, but the ball was ripped out right in front of the referee. 2 tries, 2 goals to 1 try, 1 goal in this second period for Halifax. 24-20 at present, and they like that. It's all the way. 24-22. Steve Sims and his Halifax Blue Sox still looking for their first points in the Storm's European Super League. They're clawing towards that cause. They trail by 2. Halifax will kick off towards the Saints.
JB, talk to him. Get him going.
Just can't get the ball mounted, if you'll pardon the expression, to get the game underway.
Get up there.
Deep kick against the breeze, taken by Bobby Golding. Scott Gibbs comes in. Saints looking to keep the 100% record intact, and obviously a win before they go towards the Twin Towers of London and Wembley this Saturday. Cunningham at dummy half. Halifax move up quickly. The referee right on the job, and Cunningham and Bentley just crossing horns. The referee will have a word with both of them. Bobby Golding, the captain, in. John Bentley, exciting player, came back after an injury in the A-team last Thursday. But Cunningham and Bentley being spoken to. Darrell, scrum down, Halifax feed.
Well, I think Cunningham, just a little bit of overreaction, frustration at losing the possession. He doesn't make many mistakes, but it might prove crucial as Halifax get another set of 6 and head off towards that, back towards that Saints line. Twilange gets it away to Okoku, long way around the outside, quickly closed down, 1 out, gets it to Twilange and goes back to the original position of the play, the ball. Michael Jackson taking it up around the shoulder into Joint and Pickervans, 30 metres out. Briggs setting up the position. Pettit on the drop-off ball on the inside, but loses it. But there was 2 men there. They've got away with it this time, and Saints a chance to counter-attack on that bottom side.
Yes, I'll agree with you there, Darrell. It certainly looked like 2-1. The referee was right there, and he let it go. We thought he was definitely going to blow up. Some of his decisions have left a lot to be desired as Danny Arnold scampers away. Meets Carl Harrison. And who'd want to meet Carl Harrison, eh? What a side, what a forward. Pickervans, the runner, well taken. But Saints have got to tighten up. They're led in Halifax. Squeeze the ball out. As Norby hits the strap. Draws the defence in. Oh, Arnold had come inside. A try was a begging there. Okoku comes up with it. But Saints bomb a chance there. No, they had done all the spade work. Broke through. No, Arnold had come in, and Saints lose possession.
Well, that should have been try time for Saints. Abby Okoku probably taking one of his best passes of the afternoon off Norther. But it's Halifax back in possession. Good play from Pettit around the first man, around the second, still going forward. Great play by Pettit, looking to unload. I think he was looking for John Connolly to pass it to, then Connolly getting in the way. Briggs shows it, goes back inside. Just trying to put that bit of hesitation in the mind of the Saints defenders. But they weren't taking it that time. Moana for the corner. Twilange the chaser, Prescott goes across. Perfectly safe this time is Prescott. Excellent take, but good chase by the Coco after Twalangia just knocked Prescott off his step a little bit there, Ron.
Yes, a very awkward ball to take. He took it well, as you say. Obviously, you've got to think about the last time, haven't you, when you come to take the ball, let it bounce and cough 4 points up. The Halifax crowd crying for a forward pass. It certainly looked borderline. As Chris Joint comes corner-wise. As you said, Donald, it should have been try time at the bottom end. Saints have got to build up again. And I'm sure Halifax won't let them get there if they can. Golding puts it down for the corner. Too much beef on it, obviously, with the wind. About 13 minutes of normal time remaining.
Bentley driving forward, fresh pair of legs. Such a dangerous player, John Bentley, with the ball in his hands. Rolling from acting half, looking for the gap, running into trouble. Manages to unload to Briggs. Briggs will take it on another 5 or 6 metres, settle the play down, just short of halfway. Rowley to Wayne Jackson, putting the shoulder down, gets it away to Rowley. Rowley opts for the run himself, it's just an ankle tap from Pickervance, enough to put him down. Briggs to Moana. Moana stepping inside, trying to push away the Saints defenders. They combine somehow to put him down. Cunningham all over Moana. Gets up and plays it eventually. Now Briggs using the blind side. Great step from Briggs to Baldwin. Back to Briggs. Bentley on the outside. Briggs was on his own. And Halifax denied again by a forward pass. Well, that's 2 tries they could have had. You're nodding your head it was a forward pass, but then you would be, Ronnie. But Carl Briggs has really caused all sorts of problems for this Saints defence. He's put doubt in the mind. He created the opening that time. It was good play between him and Baldwin. Bentley was on the outside, but the pass pulled back and ruled forward by the referee, Connolly.
Yes, he was right. It was a forward pass. You'd expect me to say that. But you said it was try time. They didn't even finish off, Daniel, so it couldn't, you know. I mean, we got it right in the end. There's Martin! Martin! Over the line, looking for support. Arnold's with him. The Koku and Arnold clash. Martin takes the tackle. Saints now, Morley. Yes, Saints are in. It's Arnold. He gets up off the floor and he goes in for the try and keeps his try scoring record intact. Well, I reckon it's Arnold anyway. But Morley, the man up there that did a lot of the spade work. That'll knock the stuffing out of the Halifax Hearts here this afternoon, especially after nearly scoring at one end and then the Saints moving it down to the Tommy Martin. A great run by Martin, a diagonal run. Arnold on his outside. Martin had to take the tackle. Arnold and Ikoku clashed just shoulder to shoulder, obviously vying for position. The ball was played quickly. I don't know whether it was Arnold that went in or Morley. Oh, but the crowd like that, don't they? Bobby Golding's 5th. 5 tries, 5 goals, 30 points. An 8-point cushion, and Halifax have the possession.
Well, controversy reigns. Halifax denied 2 tries by John Connolly, pulling back twice. 4 forward passes. And Saints with that 8-point cushion with 10 minutes to go. It's a long way back for Halifax. But they've shown some character, come back from 18 points to 8 down. They've stuck with Saints all the way. And the game not over yet. Baldwin showing the dummy back inside, running into trouble. Trying to release, but Joint there to put him down. Briggs again looking to carve an opening, the kick up the touchline. Bentley and Schultz are chasing to put the pressure on Prescott. Prescott behind his own line, he has to bring it out. Bentley and Schultz will drag him back over that line. Great kick, it's Carl Briggs again. And he's really trying to wind the Halifax players up. But all credit to Bentley and Schultz on that occasion. Prescott took an awkward ball, but Bentley and Schultz were there to make sure Prescott was driven back over his own try line to force the drop out under the post. So Halifax haven't given it up yet. And Goulding taking as much time as he can behind the post, eating up the minutes on the clock. And Amone back on, makes 12 metres on the kick return pass from Briggs. Jackson off the short ball, running strongly, almost through, gets it away to Rowley. Rowley loses it, but referee says play on. Cunningham looks for Connolly's decision. Chances out here possibly. Perrott runs into trouble and back in midfield. Rowley from acting out, heading off towards the Saints post. Goulding and Joint in front of him, takes it to within 12 metres. And Joint again. He's losing the plot a little bit, he's got away with it that time. Briggs, Amanga, drop off ball to Schuster, but Schuster read by the Saints defence. Fifth tackle, Briggs, what will he do? He's give it to Harrison, Harrison to Jackson. Jackson goes for glory, midfield. Probably should have passed it out to Ilangi, screaming for it. But Halifax again will try and force the error in the Saints squad.
That's great work by the Blue Sox as they move up, but obviously they couldn't get over the whitewash. The Saints defence was held. Halifax ran it on the last tackle. They've been very successful all afternoon, slipping the ball out with the Saints not smothering the ball, obviously. We're in the last 7 minutes. 30 points to 22 the score. Another try from the Cup finalists, the Wembley Cup finalists. The Saints will see this side off. Peckham and Stir with a great run, 15-20 metre burst. Halifax all offside as the Saints play it upfield. Arnold in possession. We don't know whether it was Arnold or Morley that scored the last try, obviously in the bottom corner. We'll wait for confirmation of that later. I know you'll be able to tell me as you're watching this on the replay again, in your own videos and in the clubs, you tell me who's won it. Now with John Bentley, exciting wingman. Newlove tries to wrestle him into touch. Alan Hunt third, just stopping him initially.
Halifax not giving up the game. Bentley on his favourite side of the field, his top side. Just couldn't get past Newlove. Jackson putting the shoulder down, up towards halfway. Rowley again going from acting half. Makes 10. Harrison supporting him and shaking his head, perhaps waiting for the pass to come from Rowley. Baldwin, one of Halifax's try scorers, turns it back inside. Jackson picks it up, sees a gap opening up in front of him. Goulding gets hold. Can't keep hold of Jackson. Joint it is that has to put him down for Saints. Now Briggs to Amanga. Amanga, the drop off to Schuster again. Schuster out, Prescott. Great try. They tried that move just a minute ago. And Schuster was sussed out by the Saints defence. Not on that occasion. Tremendous pass from Amanga. Schuster through the gap, stepping around Prescott, giving himself an easy angle by those Saints posts with 5 minutes to go. And Halifax right back in it again. And what a glorious try from John Schuster.
Wayne Jackson just leaving the field after some sterling work. And Carl Gillespie got on for him. Schuster converts it. What a last 5 minutes we're going to have, lad.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't spot a forward passing that one, Ronnie. Were you looking the other way that time? But the pass from Amanga to Schuster, timed to perfection. So often Amanga has scored tries off a similar move, taking the pass from Schuster. They'd already tried that move once and it hadn't come off. Perhaps Saints weren't expecting it again, but it came off to absolute perfection. 2 points the gap, and Halifax so close. And I think at the end of this game, they'll look at those 2 tries that Halifax were denied by the whistler John Connolly.
Yes, both from forward passes, we hasten to add. But thank you for obviously casting aspersions on my character. As Saints hit the straps and Cunningham breaks into the Halifax half. Saints again, no, they need a try and a goal to make the point secure. It's been a real battle of the Titans here at Thrum Hall. Lovely summer afternoon. Northey driving forward 30 metres out. Northey plays the ball. Now with Goulding, he puts a chip up too deep there. Halifax will restart from the centre of the 20. Halifax now going to have the possession, and the Thrum Hallers get behind their charges, Darrell.
Well, they match Saints every inch of the way. And anybody said that Saints will be backing off with Wembley in mind next week. All these players playing for the places. But Halifax have really stuck with Saints all the way, 18 points to 8 down. And they've just kept coming back and coming back. And with 3 minutes to go, there may be just enough time for Halifax if they can put the moves together and make the ball stick. Amanga's brought down 9 metres from halfway. Long way to that St Helens try line. Ball win to Briggs. Inspirational since he's come on. Inside to Gillespie. Gillespie looking to get up and play it quickly. Bentley inside to Amanga on the 5th tackle. Dabs it towards the corner, but too much behind that one. Waste of possession for Halifax. They need a big 6 in defence. They need to keep Saints down in near their own quarter of the field. And it's 3 minutes to do it, 2 minutes to do it. It could be one hell of a finish. Saints wasting the time, but now they get on with it.
Yeah, Scott Gibbs in the last 2 minutes of normal time. Halifax are looking to be force an error in the Saints pattern. As Carl Harrison comes in on Andy Northey. Ian Pickavance did well, took it well. The Breeze obviously taking that ball from Kieran Cunningham. Cunningham steps up at dummy half again. The Saints with the last charge. Chris Joint side steps in. Gillespie, one of the tacklers, in along with Rowley, who's played out of his skin this afternoon. And now Prescott scampering away, runs right into Schuster. Also Baldwin, the loose forward. Alan Hunt from the dummy half position. Golding puts it downfield. Oh, that's a good kick from Golding, just in the field of play. That's obviously going to eat the clock up as we get down there to scrum down 20 metres in from the main stand here, 10 metres from the Halifax line. Last minute of normal time plus any stoppages. We've not had a lot in this second 40. The 2 European League points are begging, but Halifax have got to come 80 metres. They've got the firepower if they can, Darrell. They're in possession.
And now there's a chance if Amanga can get it away to Okoko. He has plenty of pace as Okoko. He has the strength over halfway, but he's taken into touch. It's a superb tackle. Okoko all or nothing on that bottom touch line. Steve Sim holding his head in his hands, but you can't blame Okoko. He fancied his chances on the outside, and with 80 minutes up on the clock, he really had no option. Saints defence forcing him towards that touch line, and almost a fairy tale ending for Abbey Okoko, but Saints perhaps happy to stick it up the jumper for the last 6 as time eats away on the clock to the 80 minutes.
Yes, they give him all the room in the world. Yamanga linked up, gave Koku the ball, and he went for it, didn't he? He got up to the halfway line, and only some spirited tackling forced him into touch. Alan Hunt now. Saints will have to play error-free football for these last seconds. Oh, there we go! The hooter blows. Saints come up here with a fantastic win in the end against a spirited Halifax side, and that'll put them in good stead. They come through with, I would consider, a clean bill of health with the players that's taken part today. 30 points to 28, and what a competition. 18-8 Halifax trail at half-time. They came out with a vengeance, obviously, with Steve Sims' words ringing in their ears. Baldwin got a try, Newlove replied 3 minutes later, and then Perrott, who's had an exceptional game in this second 40, I think, Darrell, got another try, and Halifax were in it, 24-20. Tries were, well, penalty goal from Schuster, and then a try, we don't know whether it was from Arnold or Morley late on. Schuster replied 6 minutes before the final hooter that brought it 30 points to 28, and bitterly disappointed for you, Darrell, obviously still looking for your first points, but what a game. Nearly as good as sex, that, Darrell.
Can you remember that far back, Ronnie? Well, it's a great disappointment for Steve Sims. It must be. His team have played out of their skins. There's plenty of people knocking Halifax, there's plenty of people knocking Steve Sims, but they are playing entertaining rugby. The results not coming their way, the luck against them, and on this occasion it's got to be John Connolly, the man that's in question for denying Halifax on 2 occasions, despite what you say about the forward pass. And there's also the time when Carl Hammond, before he was taken off, stood in front of Prescott as he brought it out from defence when Halifax should have had a penalty. But it's been breathtaking stuff by Halifax.